Good evening, YouTube family. How are you guys doing tonight? I'm doing wonderful. It is really cold here in Northeast Arkansas tonight, and we even have a little bit of snow flurries in the forecast. Now, I'm going to tell you, if you live up north and you get snow all the time, that's a wonderful thing. But we hardly ever have snow before Christmas. We have a few snows a year, little dusting. Maybe sometimes we have a good deep one, but usually it's 3 to 5 years we'll have a really good snow. Well, it's some snow flurries in the forecast, and they think there's a possibility for a white Christmas. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. My daughter is so happy. All the kids in the neighborhood are so happy. So, and, you know, a lot of people make fun of us that we don't go to work, but if there's snow on the ground and we buy all the milk and the bread. But I will tell you, 9 out of 10 times when we get a snow, we get a good layer of ice first because it's really wet. And it falls and it freezes, and then we get snow on top of it, and it's like an ice skating rink. And since we don't hardly ever have it, we don't know how to drive on it. So we are probably the capital of four-wheel drive, but we still don't know how to drive on that stuff. But anyway, let's get into our day 11 candy. We're almost to the finish line. We can see it. So let's do something simple tonight. We did divinity last night, and that was a little on the scale up a little bit. I'm not going to say it was hard. It actually was a little more easier than I thought it would be. And I tell you, try it. If I can do it, you can do it. And it was a tender divinity. It didn't crumble. I pulled it off just in time. It wasn't soft, and it wasn't crumbly. It was just perfect. I mean, if I try to make it again, I don't know. I did pray over it, and I do believe in the power of prayer, and I believe that God did touch my divinity because it was angel singing when I put it on my lips. Okay. Anyway, so let's move on. So tonight, we're going to do all things bark. I told you that bark was coming, and pretty much everybody knows how to do bark. But I'll just hang out with you and we'll chat while we make some bark tonight. Okay? And I just want to say, I love you guys. I get a kick out of the comments. People probably think I live on the computer because I'm able to comment right back. Well, I'm just going to tell you, I do live on the computer. I go to work in the morning and I sign in and I stay on that computer till I go home, and I run books, and they take a few minutes to run. And while they run, I can click over, write you a message, click back over, that book's done, finish processing it, put it to the side, run another book. And that's how it goes. So I'm able to kind of toggle back between pages. So I want to talk to you. Leave me a comment. Let me know where you're from. Like I said, I got people that have talked to me from Montana, from Ohio, Canada. That's Miss Carrie. She's up in Canada. Miss Anna, Miss Mary. I've got a couple of people talking to me in Kentucky. It makes me excited. I love that my prayer circle is becoming bigger. I love that. My friend circle's coming bigger. My prayer circle's becoming bigger. It's awesome. It's a wonderful thing. So, without further ado, let's get over here and let's make some bark, okay? Let's make some bark, and I'll kind of tell you what's going on in my life right now, if you want to hear. So, let's move you on over here. Come on over here. Let's turn you down a little bit so you can see what we're doing. I've got a double boiler here. You guys know I don't like to use the microwave for the chocolates unless I just have to. Tonight, we don't have to. So we're going to make one almond bark one way, and we're going to make another one the other way. And so I was dumping that out like it didn't have no plastic tray in there. That would have been awesome. Let's put it in there. We're going to use the whole pack, and this is a 20-ounce pack of almond bark. Drop it in there. I don't really do much to it. I just kind of let it sit in there. I do kind of try to keep it straight though. And I got it a little bit higher than medium. If it seems like it's melting too fast, you'll want to cut it down because you want it to kind of have a slow melt to it. Alrighty. So we got that in there. So while that's melting, we're not going to sit and watch chocolate melt both times. I'm going to have to do a little cutting away and coming back. Or I'll have an 1.5-hour video. And I think you guys would lose interest in me. And we're just now made friends. So, well, if you watch my Encouragement Wednesday, you would have saw that I was asked to do an article in the paper. And I've been nervous about it. But I submitted it, and she wrote back and said that she liked it. And I don't think I had any corrections because I believe the paper comes out tomorrow for the first time. I will be in there. And I'm very excited about it. And I thank the Lord for the opportunity to do that because you will find favor. You will find favor. He will guide your feet and guide your hands. And I just want to give him the glory and testify about that because it's a wonderful thing. I've already got my part of my story for next week. And I can't wait to write for New Year's week because I've got a story about a ham bone, and I will share that story with y'all because we're going to make some black-eyed peas and some ham hock. And I got a depression story that was handed down through my family. But we're going to save that because if I tell you tonight, I can't tell you then. So, but I don't know. I just love talking to you guys. It makes me happy. Like I said, you guys can't talk back whenever I'm doing this, but I get your feedback later, and I actually love that. So, we're going to be melting these chocolates. What we're going to do with this chocolate, this is white chocolate, we're going to be adding some. What goes good with white chocolate, and white is Christmas. If you don't have some peppermint bark. And I found a bag of Peppermint Crunch Andes. Andes. I don't need to say anything more. Andes peppermint bark. That's what we're going to be making here. But anyways, thank you guys for coming and sitting for a spell, and let's make this candy bark together. I'll be right back as soon as this melts. Hey guys, I'm back, and our chocolate's it's just about melted. I don't know if you guys can see it. Now I want to tell you the truth. I seized up one block, and what I forgot is especially with the white one, you have to go on a low heat. If you go and this pan starts boiling, it will cause your chocolate to seize. Low and slow. Matter of fact, just put it in there. One notch up from low. Higher. One notch higher than low. Just leave it in there and let it come to a gentle melt. Don't even stir it. That was my first time stirring it. It's ready. Now, give me just 1 second. Because I put up my 1 cup measure. Got my 1 cup measure. After I washed it, we're going to measure out 1 cup of these little bitty. And these Andes are soft. And I'll tell you, you can eat them on your own. And then your breath will smell good. So, it can't be bad for you. If you're doing something good for your fellow man. by making your breast smell good. So we're going to add those in there. We're going to get it a gentle stir. Oh, smell of vision, smell of vision. Okay. I don't want them to melt too much, so let's go ahead and get our divinity over here. Our divinity. I'm stuck on divinity. Our pan. I'll tell you what, I've been living on a divinity high all day long because that worked. I was actually able to do it, and I didn't have my grandma to call and ask for directions over it. Let's pour this baby out. Let's turn you guys where you can see. Hello. So, we're pouring it out. Oh, it's going to be beautiful and striped. Look at that. I got in too big of a hurry. And I seized that other chocolate up, and it can happen. I didn't throw it out, though. I used it for another project. because it wasn't completely trashed yet. Okay, so can you guys see that good? Pull this pan over this way just a little bit. Okay, now we're just going to kind of spread that out a little bit. Look at that color that's going to be in there when that sets up. You don't want it so thin. Now I tell you, you could do a layer of chocolate, put it down, and then make this white chocolate with a peppermint crunch, and then pour it over the top of it. Then you have that layer of chocolate on the bottom. Oh, that would be so, so good. So, so good. So, now, I'm going to take some of these Andes because we like it really pepperminty. If you're going to have peppermint bark, you got to have peppermint. So, we're just going to kind of put them over there. I'm going to take the back of this and I'm just going to kind of press them into it to make sure that they stick. Just kind of take that. Kind of put that in there. I don't want to push them down too much because you'll lose the pretty of them on the top. Can you guys see that? That is going to be absolutely beautiful. So we can set that one to the side. Set that one to the side. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to set up for the candy one, and it's going to have a bottom layer of chocolate, some Reese's Pieces, some mini twisted pretzel pieces in there, and some marshmallows. I put other stuff in there, but I think that's going to pretty much take up all the chocolate. You're going to get a bite of this big of chocolate with all of the deliciousness that's going to be in there. We're going to load that bark down. I'll be right back as soon as I melt the chocolate, because we're going to do the chocolate the same way. And I just don't want you guys to have to sit here and watch all of this chocolate melt. We'll talk when I come back. All right? I'll be right back. Candy. Day 12 is my brother's pick. It's peanut butter no bake cookies. And I know it's a cookie, but whenever it's dry, it eats like a fudge. It eats like a candy. And I have to make my brother a gazillion of those. He loves them. I love them. And so that will be our last candy that we cook tomorrow. So you guys come back. Spend a little time with me, and we're going to do that. Our chocolate's just about melted. I thought I'd jump on here and show you a couple of little things, little tricks, things that I'm going to be doing. I have so enjoyed this candy series that we've done. I've stretched myself and put myself out there and did some things that I didn't think that I was able to do. The divinity will be like at the top of my list of things that I accomplished on the first try, because divinity is something that's hard, because when we were in the kitchen making it, my grandmother, she had rules, and she'd say, hurry up, bring it over here, pour it in there, stir, 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 stir. We had the little hand mixer. We didn't have the big mixer like I have over here. We had a little hand mixer, and I would be pouring and she would be just a mixing. So for me to do it and be by myself, and I had you guys with me, and I had the good Lord. So it was a wonderful thing. Alrighty. So the chocolate's getting just about there. It needs maybe another minute or two, and we'll be back, and we're going to make some chocolate bark candy chocolate bark with some marshmallows and all kinds of delicious things in it. Y'all hang around. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. All right. One of the things I wish I had done with the white almond bark and the peppermint is I would have spread the white out and put the peppermint in it then, and I would have got more of a candy cane look. So don't do as I do. Do as I wish I had done. I wish I had done. Put that peppermint in there after I had done poured that chocolate out on that pan, because it would have been beautiful. It would have been striped. Now it's kind of pink, and we're going to eat it, and it's going to be delicious. But our chocolate's about done. But I thought I'd hop on here and tell y'all this story. You guys that watched me make, I believe it was in the crock pot candy. I don't remember which episode, but I told about my mom. She had never had Christmas, and she received a zebra pill, and I brought it and showed you guys what that was. And she'd never had a Christmas tree. She never had a present wrapped. They were blessed if they had a chicken on the table for Christmas dinner or a ham. Very, very poor. So she married my father. She was 16 and my father was 18. And for the first time that year, they married in April. And in December, she had a Christmas tree and presents under the tree. My grandmother, which was her mother-in-law, bought for her like she was one of the children, which she was. My grandmother loved her like she was her own daughter. And so they were going somewhere. And my mother was always the first one in the car because my mom and them didn't even hardly have a running car, so they didn't go places. My mom had never been out to eat anywhere. She'd never been anywhere till she married my biological dad, my father. He's my father. And so, anyway, they were like, "You don't want to go today?" And she's like, "No, I'm just going to hang around here at this house." Well, as soon as the dust was behind the car, she started unwrapping her presents really carefully. She said she just couldn't wait. She had never had Christmas before. She opened it up and she had one of those, it's 1971s now, so some of you will know what I'm talking about, but one of those pleather coats with the fur. She had one of those with the belt that came around. She put that on. She opened up the next gift, real soft, opened it up, and it was a pair of go-go boots. I don't know everything she got. I just know about the coat and the go-go boots. Needless to say, she put on a transistor radio and she go-go booted all over that house for about 30 minutes, and then she got scared and thought she was going to get caught. Hurried up and wrapped that up and got them just under the tree before my grandma pulled back up. So, I always thought that was a funny story about my mom putting them go-go boots on and dancing around the house. I wish I had been a fly on the wall back in those days where I could have seen that. Because I can imagine that song, what's her name? Nancy Sinatra, "These boots are made for walking." And my mom just walked dancing all over that house and so proud of her very first Christmas presents that were hers and they weren't used off of a Goodwill truck. I just thought that was funny. Mama don't know this, but I kind of did the same thing when I was about 9. I was sick and there was nobody to watch me, and we had an aunt next door, and she was going to be in and out that day, so she checked on me, and I stayed home by myself, and I unwrapped this doll. I played with that baby all day long, and at the end of the day, when I knew my mama was about to be home, I took and wrapped her back up, just put that tape back on there, and on Christmas morning, girl, I could have got an Academy Award. My mama never knew. But then my mama said, "How does that doll have dirt on its face already?" I kind of shuffled off and went on to the bedroom. I sure wasn't going to tell her that I done had that doll open and playing with it. Not my mama. Anyway, if you guys have some funny stories about Christmas, share them. I sure would love to read them. I think our chocolate's about ready to pour out. Before I pour it out onto our wax paper, I'm going to pull these pretzels off because we're going to mix our stuff in there. Sound like somebody getting a phone call in the living room. I told them to be quiet. I'm taping. I'll holler out, "Action," and they know they're supposed to be quiet. I'm just kidding. Just trying to make you guys chuckle tonight. Alrighty, let's turn you around. I hope you guys enjoyed that story. And there goes my camera. It always tries to jump off at me. Here we go. Get y'all down and pull you back just a little. Now you're going to be able to see. I'm going to give this a quick stir. And see, I had to let it do. It's barely some steam coming out of there. Slow and steady wins the race when you're making candy. And you won't seize it. And I love whenever you do it on a double boiler. Look how shiny and beautiful your chocolate stays. And sometimes when you do it in the microwave, it loses some of that shine. I'm just not gifted enough to stand there at that microwave, I don't think. I do better if I put it on there and just kind of leave it alone till it's done. Okay. Let me tell you something. If I was making bark, that's enough right there because I'm a chocolate girl. we could call ourselves doing. So let's put some stuff in there. Let's get it spread out. You want to spread it out till it's about a ½ inch thick. You don't want it too thin because your candies won't go down in it. Don't that look beautiful? That's about as thin as I'm going to go. I'm going to lick at in a minute when ain't nobody looking. Shh. We don't tell nobody. Okay, we're going to take about a cup of crushed pretzels. I'm going to crush them up a little bit more. And we're going to just kind of scatter them in there. Scatter them around. I got a little bit more. Just kind of put them in there. You can leave some whole. Now we're going to put some candies in there. So we'll kind of scatter that around. And I kind of like the Reese's. They kind of have that look. I just like the peanut butter. Let's just be honest. I could have got M&M's that was Christmas flavored. But I wanted Reese's. I wanted some peanut butter in there. That's my favorite. So now we're going to put some more marshmallows. And you can put clumps of them in different places. That way, if somebody don't like marshmallows, then they don't have to get the piece that's got it on there. I'll take another little handful. And we're going to put them on there. Just in clumps around. Don't that look beautiful? Now, I've made this bark already this year and it's gone. Because they like it. I haven't made the peppermint bark now. I'm just going to kind of take my hand. Let's take the back of that spatula. Because that chocolate's a little hot. And I want a clean spatula because I want to leave those. I just kind of want to press it down in there. So that when you break it, your candy is adhered to that chocolate once it cools. Look at that. That's going to be delicious. If I danced, I would do a little dance. And the bark is the easiest candy you can put together. And I think most everybody knows how to put the bark together. I think most everybody knows how to do that bark. I want you guys to look at that. Don't that look good? And that's going to be beautiful when we break it apart. And put it in a bag. And serve it in our candy giveaway. To our relatives, to our loved ones. I'm going to let these set up. And I'm going to let you watch me break them apart. And then we're going to look at them. And we might even take a little bite. I don't know. Y'all just come back. Okay, I'm back. I put these in the freezer. And I let them sit in there for about 20 minutes. About 20 minutes. And so we're fixing to break these up. And we're going to look at how delicious these are. Let's go ahead and start with this chocolate one first. Let me get you guys turned down there where you can see. And she is set up. She pulls right off of that wax paper. Now, ain't that a beautiful thing? So, what I usually do is I just kind of pop it. I like to leave mine in pretty good chunks. I don't want to make them too small. Look at that marshmallow pull away. Is that not delicious? So, you may get a little small piece like that, but I don't want to make them too. And the pieces that fall off, that just makes it good too. Like I said, I put it in the freezer, so it's frozen. You can hear the crunch of that. You just break it up in pieces. I'm going to leave that like that because I'm going to take a picture of this and put it on my Instagram, and I kind of want to leave them in a nice pretty chunk like that. And I've already made some of this the other night when I had that extra chocolate left. Remember I kind of showed you a bonus bark? Well, this is kind of what I did. The only thing is it didn't have marshmallows in there. But, okay. And I think this is a beautiful piece to show you up close and personal. You can see all of those pieces in there. I probably should have got some on this outer edge here. So make sure when you do it, you put some on the outer edge. Okay, and that's our chocolate. Reese's Pieces. pretzel marshmallow bar. Isn't that beautiful? I'll set that over there. That would be beautiful in any candy giveaway, especially if they have children, because children are going to love that. This is our white almond bar. Oh my goodness, would you look at the colors on the back of this? Is that beautiful? I still think that, I wish you guys could smell this. I still think that I would have waited to put the peppermints in there when I got the chocolate spread out. I tell you what, I need to do some karate chopping tonight. When you put this stuff in the freezer. Oh, look at that. Get it all broke up. Karate Kid. I'm trying to get my Karate Kid inner kid out. Karate chop this up. Oh no, take this one piece and ow, got finger. Anyway, not too much of a tough Karate Kid there if I'm gonna cry while I'm busting bark up. Okay, so let me get you a piece up. Look how beautiful. Can you guys see all of the wonderful, beautiful colors in that? And look at the back of that bark. And it, oh my God, it smells so good. That smells so good. So, we have completed day 11. And it was an easy one because all you do is melt the chocolate and you put whatever you like in it. You is the boss of this bark. Whatever you like, you can put in it. If you don't like peppermint in your white almond bar, do something else. Do any kind of candy you want. If you just want white chocolate bark, just pour it out. Let it set up. Bust it. Same thing for the chocolate. You don't have to have anything in it. You do whatever you want. Well, again, I have enjoyed being in this kitchen with you guys. It's been a wonderful thing. Tomorrow will be day 12. If you guys have any suggestions of any other series that you would like for me to do and put together for you guys, leave them in the comments down below. I'm up for another series. I don't know if I want to go into a 12-day series of candy making again for a while. I have tasted chocolate, peppermint. I'm going to taste this little piece of peppermint for y'all tonight. I know y'all want me to, so. That's good. That is really good. Of course, I love Andy's peppermints. They're so good. You got to try that. That's delicious. Alrighty. Till next time, I love you guys. And I can't wait to get back in this kitchen with you guys tomorrow evening. Leave me the suggestions. Leave me some comments. Good night.